It is a bit cold today. It is a bit cold today. It actually feels like autumn, but I wanted to film this outside, so that is what I'm doing. Today's video is actually something new for my channel. I wanted to try and make a video about characters in a show and what perfumes they would wear. And as you saw in the title, because I am currently rewatching Game of Thrones, which used to be one of my favorite shows. I remember when new seasons would come out and I would discuss it with my friends in school, and it was very exciting. I also started watching it when I was, I don't know, in 2000, like I was still in middle school when I started watching it. And no, not even middle school, actually, like, I don't know, third grade or something. So pretty too early, but I enjoyed that show, and I always would watch like the entire show along with the new season, and then, well, we all know what happened. But I'm currently rewatching it. I'm on season 2, and I wanted to pick some perfumes that I think that the characters would wear or would like from that show. So the character that I want to start with is actually Cersei Lannister, and I do like her as a character. I think she's very good. She's a very good villain, and I do really admire that she really does love her children. I mean, she does a lot of questionable stuff, to say the least. But still, she's a pretty strong character. When you think of Game of Thrones, I think she comes to mind along with Daenerys and Jon Snow, maybe. She is one of the most memorable characters from the show, and she is a bit narcissistic, a bit evil, um, and she always wants power, and I think she would wear quite a powerful fragrance that commands the room. She wouldn't wear something that is a skin scent, that's for sure. So when I was thinking about what Cersei would wear, I think that she would probably wear this. So what I have here is actually, I think, a 10 ml, yes. So it's in a bottle like this. And this is Black Orchid by Tom Ford. This is a very gothic scent that I think is quite paralyzing. It's pretty strong, and I don't know, it doesn't... It's very interesting. It's like somewhat sweet, but almost as if it's rotten. Almost as if rotten sweet. And I wouldn't call it a gourmand at all. It's just a very interesting scent, and I think also I only have 10 ml of this. So the story was, I went to one of the perfume stores, I tried this on there, and I absolutely loved it. So I ordered this immediately, but good thing that I knew that this perfume is quite tiring because of how strong it is. I don't think I'm gonna use more than this. I need to be in a very specific mood for this, and it gets a bit cloying. But I think if you want to have such strong presence and control the room, and just if you want a very strong presence and control the room, and oh, maybe there is something dark about you, maybe a bit of a goth, I think this perfume really does depict Cersei, because it also is quite regal, and you can see it from the packaging. It's like all gold and black. I think it matches even the colors of Cersei, like her gold hair and the darker clothes that she would wear in later seasons. So I believe that Black Orchid by Tom Ford is a very good choice for Cersei Lannister. But I had another option for her, and this is, I'm not sure if you can see, this is Juice Box, Siren and Sailors, and I think this is more for Cersei when she tries to get her way and she tries to use her femininity. And this perfume is quite strong as well, so once again very demanding of your attention, but at the same time it's of course roses and very feminine, but there is also something quite heavy in the background. I believe this is whiskey or rum. This perfume is made for Amy Winehouse actually. And I think that it depicts her music pretty well, but I also think that this would be Cersei, like when she tries to be as feminine as she can be, but there is still that, like, she had problems with drinking for a while, and yeah, I think this just depicts that side of Cersei. So, I actually have a little list of stuff that I wrote. So, next person that I want to talk about is another character that I really like, and it's Marjorie Tyrell. She is played by Natalie Dormer. I forgot her last name, but she is a great actress. She was in a few movies that I really liked, and she was in Penny Dreadful, but not the best season of it. But still, she did an amazing job, and she was Anne Boleyn in Tudors, which is a show that I also watched recently. So she is a Tyrell, and she has very young and feminine energy as well, and just very lively. And because Tyrells, their symbol is rose, I thought that I would just put my favorite rose fragrance for her. It's a rose, like the rose water from Diptyque. I was thinking about giving her something more thorny, something more strong, because uh, in the background she still is like, she manipulates Joffrey, she manipulates the people around her. She is one of the better players of Game of Thrones, but I think that the perfume she would choose is definitely something like a rose to highlight how naive and defenseless she is, kind of. That was her persona, let's say. Now, talking about Marjorie Tyrell, let's go to her brother, Loras Tyrell. Well, he wasn't the most important character in the show. I still wanted to give him a perfume, and because he is from um, Tyrell family as well, and I think he is quite elegant. He's the Knight of Flowers. He takes care of himself, and I think that this perfume, uh, Abbot Rouge by Galan, is the best for Loras. This is one of my favorite perfumes of all time. It's a very interesting rose fragrance, um, but I don't even know how to describe it. I have a separate video actually, so you can check it out here, I think, or there somewhere, talking in depth about this. But it's just a very good scent, I think, especially for a person like Loras Tyrell, and it's a very beautiful rose scent, but it is more targeted towards men, and yeah, I think it perfectly fits Loras Tyrell. Now, Ned Stark. So Ned Stark is not my favorite character. I I believe that he had made some very questionable choices that put his whole family in the situation that they were in. Most of them, spoiler alert, died. Most of it is because of him, and there were so many things that could prevent this tragedy if he was just more, I don't know, if he wasn't as stuck up and obsessed with his honor. Even such examples as how Jon Snow was treated his entire life, because he could not even tell his wife that he was actually his sister's son. He could have told her. It's not like she would tell anyone. At least maybe he wasn't sure back then, but still at some point he could have told her, and then Jon Snow wouldn't have to go through upbringing that he went through, that led him to joining the Night's Watch because he felt like he didn't belong. I just believe that so many choices that Ned Stark did, like even accepting to become the Hand of the King, it's just not my favorite character, but for perfume that he would wear, I don't think he would wear perfume. If he wore anything, I think he would wear the cologne by 4711. I also talked about that perfume. I don't have it anymore, but I ran out of it. It kind of disappears very quickly, but I think he would kind of use it as an aftershave, and it's just very, you don't think about it, it's just there, and yeah, very manly for 7-Eleven cologne. It's like fresh, it's refreshing, so I think he would just gravitate towards that. I don't think he would buy anything niche or really care about perfume at all. And I think Caitlin would probably get him the cologne from 4711, but she also doesn't seem like the type to care that much about how she smells. Unlike Sansa, but did not pick a perfume for her, but I think maybe something like Delina by, wait, Delina is Perfumes de Marley or Creed? I don't remember, one of those. They have very similar bottles, so I'm a bit confused. Okay, so now, next perfume that I want to talk about is one of my favorite characters, Daenerys. Daenerys Targaryen, Stormborn, Mother of Dragons, etc., etc., Khaleesi. Um, I believe that she would wear something like Serge Lutin's Fume de Turc. Um, and it's a very interesting fragrance. It's very smoky. The name is Turkish Fumery, like smoking house, I guess, or I don't know how to translate it. Fumery, uh, place where you smoke, and it also has, to me at least, notes of dates and dried fruit, and just it smells quite Middle Eastern, but also still more accessible because the nurse is not actually from the places that she stays at most of the time. I think she would just wear that as part of her transition into uh, the the fracky ways, let's say. And yeah, I think that perfume would fit her perfectly. I really love that perfume. Um, I tried it, but I cannot. I don't have a full bottle because I just don't understand. That perfume costs like 400 euros or so. I don't think that it is worth that much, honestly. If I find it for less, I will probably buy it because it's very interesting, but not right now, no. But it's a very good perfume, and if you tried it, you will, I think, agree with me that it is very Daenerys Targaryen. Now, uh, last character that I want to talk about is Tywin Lannister, and he is like the type of person who would only wear perfume that says specifically that it's made for men, nothing unisex, probably nothing niche, and he still, just like Cersei, he wants to get attention and he wants it to be aggressive. So I have just the perfume for that. It's also classic and rich, expensive. Well, at least the perfume itself is not that expensive, but the brand image of this is. So this is actually just a decant, but I think it matches pretty well with. I have very little left, but it matches pretty well the brand and the perfume. So this is by Chanel, and it is Antaeus. Antaeus by Chanel, and it is a very. It's very dark. I think it matches the box that it has. Usually it's black, and it's like this kind of. Um, it has a lot of, I believe, animal notes. Civet maybe, or I forgot the name of it, but like the beaver, beaver smell, and it also is leathery. I'm not sure if there is leather in here, but to me it smells a bit leather-like. I think this would match well with him being the warlord that he is, and I would say this is very masculine, but I usually don't gravitate too much towards more masculine perfumes. Well, actually I do, but not all of them. I really don't like green ones, so I don't like sage, clary sage especially. Lavender, it's okay, but not always the biggest fan. But this I really like. I like all of Chanel men's fragrances actually. Egoist as well. I haven't tried any of their exclusive ones, but I wish I could just order samples, but it's Chanel, so no, I can't do that. But this is a very interesting one. I think it's very good to wear on your clothes, and like especially on leather gloves. I think it fits perfectly, and I can see Tywin Lannister wearing something like this. Let me know what you thought about this in the comments. Do you like this format of video? And if you do, I will probably make part 2 for Game of Thrones or some other movie or show that I find interesting. I actually really like this because it's an interesting, creative way to talk about perfumes and what they portray in my mind. From all of the perfumes that I mentioned, this one is the least wearable, I believe, for me personally. I have to be in a very specific mood, and then I get bored of it, and then this perfume lasts for a very long time. But it does smell very nice, but also fake. Like something is, as I said, something is rotten, but not in a completely horrible way. I'm not sure if you... Mm, sometimes rotten things smell sweet, like that's that type of rot, and it's not that strong. Mm, it's interesting. I think this is a very paralyzing scent. I think some people might love it, some people might absolutely hate it. There is really no in between with this one, and I would understand both sides. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, as I said, and let me know what you thought about this. Leave any of your questions in the comments for my Q&A. And yeah, that's it. Bye bye.